Happy morning, children. Welcome back to my class. Today I'm going to tell you a patriotic story. Come on, let's get going into it. You can learn something new every day if you listen. Today you're going to learn Unit 3 Supplementary, and the story name is The Legend of Jashwangar. So before going to the story, see our Indian map, states and union territories. Can you able to read this? What is this? Yes, it is Arunachal Pradesh. Which is the capital of Arunachal Pradesh? Itanagar. Yes. Just see this Arunachal Pradesh district map. See the place Tawang. This is related to our lesson, so keep this place in the mind. The legend of Jashwangar. Children, have you heard of the word soldier? What is the meaning for that word? Let me tell you. Soldier is nothing but a member of an army. Okay, what is the main duty of a soldier? The first and foremost duty of a soldier is to serve their country without any selfish motive. A person usually joins the army out of love for his motherland and to protect it. Even though they know they will have to face numerous problems, they still do so for their country. Why do we need an army? Could you able to answer? Yes, the countries in today's world need an army who can protect their citizens from kind of threat. So we need to have a large and powerful army to defend our territory from the enemy. So today we are going to read about an Indian soldier, Jashwant Singh Rawat, who fought for our country and lay dead. So here is the story for you. Jashwant Singh Rawat was an Indian soldier. The place Jashwangar in Arunachal Pradesh gets its name from him. The legendary story, the Battle of Nuranang, handed down through the ages of Nuranang, is inspiring and records the valor and patriotism of Jashwant. Jashwant Singh Rawat was an Indian soldier. Because of his valor and bravery, the place Jashwangar in Arunachal Pradesh gets his name. The Battle of Nuranang records Jashwant Singh's valor, brave and patriotism. There was a war between India and China in the year 1962. In the final part of the war, Nuranang was the last stand of the Indian army against the Chinese army. The battle started on 17th November 1962 and continued for 72 hours. At 5 a.m. in the eastern Himalayas, the Chinese army attacked the lonely Indian post in Nuranang. Knowing that the Chinese army was stronger, the Indian soldiers on the post were ordered to retreat and regroup. But Jashwant did not leave his post and decided to continue the fight to hold the Chinese until the reinforcements arrived. So there was a war between India and China in the year 1962. Almost the war was getting to reach its final part. The Indian soldiers against Chinese army in the place Nuranang. The battle started 17th November 1962 and continued for 72 hours, which means 3 days. The Chinese army was very strong with numerous soldiers. With that situation, battling against them is difficult. So, our Indian army decided to withdraw the battle until the additional army to support. But Jashwant did not leave the place and he decided to fight against Chinese army lonely. How brave he is. Isn't it, children? Let's move on to the next slide. Two village girls named Sela and Noora helped Jashwant. They set up weapons at separate points. Jashwant taught the girls to fire guns. All three kept shooting on the Chinese army. Jashwant was running to different gun points and kept shooting. His intention was to give the Chinese army a perception that they are facing a huge Indian battalion. He did this for 3 continuous days. Jashwant and the girls had killed 300 Chinese soldiers. The Chinese army decided to cut the food supply to the post. Did you understand the meaning, children? Jashwant was not alone in the post. The village girls named Sela and Noora helped him to battle against Chinese army. Jashwant taught the girls how to fire guns. 3 of them set up weapons in different points and they kept shooting from different points. Jashwant was running to different points and he kept shooting. Why he did so? Yes, if we do like that, the Chinese army will think that they are facing a huge battalion, that is 300 to 800 soldiers. Battalion is 300 to 800 soldiers. Doing these methods, the 3 of them had killed 300 Chinese soldiers. The Chinese army decided to cut the food supply to the post Nuranang. Next paragraph. The Chinese soldiers caught the man who brought food for the 3. In the Chinese interrogation, the man told the truth that a single soldier was guarding the post. A single soldier and 2 village girls had fooled the Chinese. They were shocked and furious. They surrounded Jashwant Singh and launched a final attack. The Chinese army cut the food supply to the post, but local village guy brought food to 3 of them, but he was caught by Chinese army, and in the inquiry he told the truth that it was only 1 soldier and 2 village girls are guarding the post. Hearing this, the Chinese army was shocked and extremely angry upon those 3 of them, and the Chinese army finally attacked Jashwant. Jashwant shot himself as Chinese were going to capture him. A grenade blast killed Sela. Noora, the tribal girl, was captured alive. After the war, the commander of the Chinese army returned the brass bust of Jashwant. A war memorial with the brass bust was made to remember him and his service to the nation. All army personnel who pass through this memorial pay their respect to him. The Indian Army still treats him as a serving officer and awards him promotions. India awarded him the Mahavir Chakra. Jashwant may have died in the battle that day, but he still lives in the memory of people in Jashwangarh and the Indian Army. So finally we have come to the end of the story. The Chinese army surrounded Jashwant to capture him. But Jashwant did not want himself to capture by Chinese army. So what he did? He shot himself to death. Sela, the local village girl who helped Jashwant, was killed by grenade blast. Grenade means a small bomb that is thrown by hand or fired from a gun. So Sela died. What about Noora? Yes, she was captured, that is arrested alive by the Chinese army. After the war, the Chinese army returned the brass bust of Jashwant. It was made to remember his bravery, his valor, his patriotism for our country. All army personnel who passed through the memorial paid respect to him. Jashwant shot himself to death, but our Indian Army treats him as a serving officer and awards him promotions like Mahavir Chakra. He may died in the battle, but he still lives in the memory of people in Jashwangarh and the Indian Army. And after reading the story, after knowing about his passion to serve our country, his bravery, his patriotism, he continues to live in our hearts also. Isn't it, children? Sure, he will live. Children, as a students, you too have some responsibilities to become good citizens of our country. Tell the truth, be caring, respect others, be responsible for what you do and say. Be brave enough to do the right thing and to ask for help when you need it. Follow these instructions and be a good citizens of our country. So here is a glossary. Legend, the meaning is a story from the past. Garhwal, an administrative division in Uttarakhand. Regroup, to organize in a new tactical formation. Reinforcement, additional army to support. Monpa tribe, a tribal group in Arunachal Pradesh. Battalion, a military unit of 300 to 800 soldiers. Interrogation, to question someone aggressively. Brass bust, a statue made of brass depicting a person's head and neck. So here is the book back exercise. Filling the blanks, say true or false and rearrange the story in order. If you want to listen once again the story, backward the video and go through it. So after reading the complete story, answer to these questions. So thank you children. See you all in next interesting session. This is Swati signing off. Keep doing well. Jai Hind.